Alright, welcome to Just Morpheus Gaming. I was looking to pick up on my game of Node Math, and yeah, almost would like to apologize for some of the performance I had on getting this figured out. There were a few things when I was reviewing the video footage that made me realize that's interesting. When it saved, or when I left off, these were basically full and now they're empty. When I was reviewing the video footage, I did realize like how I bought this block. And I almost think there's a bug because I bought two of them. I bought one and then that's when this showed up and I should have selected it. And then I bought another one without placing the first one. And the reason that I actually have a few of these is because I've pre-purchased them. When I clicked on this one, I then clicked on this one and bought it, even though I never even selected which square I wanted to spend the first one on. There's a little bit of jankiness in the UI. There's also a way that I should be able to hop over these blocks. And I was going to take the beginning of this episode to figure out in some ways what I was missing. If I like auto connect, it doesn't like that. Somehow I should be able to do the blue line and get it to hop over because it likes that. I can go to, I guess, only the junction. I was trying to figure out how, because they had that. This really is just a dead square if I can't get out of it. Or I guess I could do like a chunk of threes and put it into that junction. That would be a way that I could use it, but it can only operate with another island that has a junction? I don't know. That's a little weird. At this point, I was just kind of hoping to let it bank a hair. What am I at? 2.5 million, and I need 4.5 million for my next upgrade. And it's only going to get me about a 33% upgrade in income. I was just questioning the legitimacy of continuing to push. At a certain point, I need to, I guess, progress my level. I was wondering if I should try to either way wait for the 3.5 million, because while I am making money, I wouldn't mind banking a little bit, but I'm not banking that fast. Like, not that fast at all. Yeah. So, with that being said, I should almost try to remove that word from my vocabulary. I've already pre-purchased one. I'm going to pre-purchase the upper block. And I think I could even pre-purchased one ahead. Otherwise, that'd be showing black instead. No, plus 264,000. What? I saw that pop up last time when I did the two back and I didn't actually investigate it, so I'm going to take the time to investigate it. I have the 260,000. Why does it want A times B equals 3? Is it like they just want me to answer the question like 3 times 1 equals 3? It's the only valid answer. Oh, they're having me solve problems. Okay. 3 times 5 for 15. I need to get to 49. 7 and 7, right? 56. 8 and 8. Fail. And I can try again in 15 minutes. Oh. Knowing your basic math tables obviously pays for part of this game. That shouldn't surprise me. It's based on math. And what did I fail? That makes me actually a little embarrassed. Moving on. I have 3... I'm almost wondering if I'm just going to wait for the 3.6 million here. I would have rather had a new operator, that's for sure. But with that, I'm broke. And I have a new tutorial. Okay, they say I can easily paste over them. Select... How does that work? Alright. Have to give it a try. And one of the things that they also seemingly did was keep more of the open spaces in the back and the islands in the front, because you can work the multipliers going down towards your goal. Either way. So they are saying I can just double click it is what I was missing. Alright, 52 and 45. Just basically start from the scratch. So none of this is needed. And as far as like 45, I can do, because I unlocked the 5. Let's see here. I paint a section. How did that make them all go up? Down. Alright, close enough. I just have to fix half a dozen. Because I can do something like the ×4 easily. Just trying to figure out if I did 5 to 4 to get 20, 4 to 4 to get 16. Just trying to come up with the easiest, because if I can keep it for a multiple of 5, just basically do the 9 times 5 and 10 times 5. It's kind of what I was after. So then I can just add 2 and be done. And something like the add 2. The one thing I'm not sure here is if I say a 5 is 3 times 3 times 3 is going to give me my 9. And then 9 times 5 is going to give me my... no. 3 times 3 is 6, and 3 times 6 is 27. That should have been obvious from the get-go. 9. Just slap an addition up front. Here's where the basic rules of math I should know like the back of my hand. So if I have a 45, and what I was actually looking for was a 10 and a 5. I could have just done a times there. 2 times. And I failed that. Come on. So that's now giving me a 50. What I was wondering is, can I wire these both here? I don't think I can. What does that actually get me then? Both on one line. And there's no way I can separate it. Do they alternate? Because if that's constant. Nice. So I can wire 2 in. Because yeah. And what did I need? 45, which this is just a clean 45. Just wondering how to actually make that be the 50 and not the 45. I think it's just stinking with the timing. Because if I force both over that way, no. And the actual directionality doesn't matter, right? If I move this over here. No. What did I actually fail at? Yeah. The directionality was reversed to begin with. So... I can just basically do something like that. Doesn't like that. So if I do something like this... Why doesn't it like that? Is it crossing those other hyperlanes, maybe? There's almost no way I can get that to not cross. I could dump one down here. This is just, I guess, experimental to be like, why does it not like that? It still doesn't like that. I actually get it down entirely out of that block. Why does it not like it? Because I can wire it from there to there. And I can't wire it out again? Either way, that's what I was after. Select. So somehow I swapped it out, because beforehand I think I just fluked it, because the 52's going and the 45's going. And now the 40, now they swapped just by connecting the dot. So I'm not really sure what to make of that, other than I probably shouldn't try to reuse the same joint. I'm gonna call that a fail. We're going back to part of figuring out the game. Because yeah, that does not seem to be working. And at a certain point I can also use the same 5 to feed the times. The more of the 5s that I can jam into this, the better for the end solution. It's just trying to figure out, and going back to what they were initially saying, is I can do something like, you're now 5s. And I want you to be 5s too. I probably shouldn't have deleted that block over there because I need a block of 4s. So wire you down. Wire you down. And then wire. I need to triple wire this is basically what it is, and it's even a little more complicated than that, because if I triple wire this, can I actually, no. I want to separate these a little bit so that it's a little more obvious what's going on. I'm going to try and, because I need to wire 2 lanes into the plus. If I do one there, and one there, then one there, and then one there, that gets me my 50. At which point I should really easily be able to just do something like this to get my 52 out. Followed by almost the same thing on, although I need the wave of 4s. So if I bring these 5s down, just basically take one chunk of my bandwidth, I can just pull you right back out that way. do something like this. Go one in there, one in there. And then you just solve it over there. I just paint a decent chunk of 4s to finish solving. Alright, definitely feeling more comfortable with how I solved that level. One of the other things I wanted to mention was looking at my Steam achievements. At this point I've already outlasted almost half the population of people that have tried this game. Oh, what did I just manage? Move this node up a hair if I can. There we go. And then the 4 should go in here. I think that's going to solve it nicely. Very much so. And my money's now cranking up. So, yeah. With that, I think I'm going to call it the episode. It was yeah, much cleaner solution. And yeah, look forward to doing some math in the future. It's my 15 minutes up here. I guess I can try one more math puzzle. Alright, 5 plus 1 is going to be 6. 10 plus 13 is going to be 23. 26. 42. 50. What is up with that? I don't know. With that, look forward to playing a little more of this quirky game in the future. One last thing I'll actually pop on to mention, or when I went to log off, I realized I wasn't quite making my 45 demand. And something that came up, or I noticed in optimization, was it's like, oh, if I hover over the actual quote-unquote factory, this has X number of 5s coming in and X number of 4s. I'm over double producing on my 4s and I'm short on 5s. So you can actually look at the individual nodes. This is 16 and 16. I'm only getting 16 of the 5s in. So, and I was actually short before I upgraded it. I made a junction here to be like, oh, I need to send, instead of it just going one way and sending 1/3 of the traffic down, or 1/4 of the traffic down, I'm now sending 2/5 of the traffic down, so that my 5s are actually all used quote unquote evenly. It resolved the issue for making my next level, but I did want to cover the fact that they do have an easy way to be able to kind of see the bottleneck. With that, if you're still with me, thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something.